Very, very exciting racing so far, and I think we could get something here as well. Oliver Bajani is going to be pretty keen to do something in this. Slavik Piskors, we saw him struggle earlier on. He had a bit of bad luck in the pits. He's going to want to win this one. And Hon needs a few more points than what she's got, and she's going to want to do something here. Lewis Nurse we've seen showing very well. Adam Davis, what a race we saw from Adam Davis earlier on this evening when Steve Gray was co-commentating, and so I'm sure we can see something from him in this. It really is hotting up, no question about it. So what a run there by the incredible Jacob Lewis. Jacob Lewis taking victory. As I said earlier on, we're seeing an outstanding set of races for the British Rental Car Championship. Some of the best races we've ever seen over the years, and that one seems to be topping it. Every race we get is better. We'll see what happens here. We've got them coming out onto the track to begin their pace lap before their qualifying lap. There's Slavik Piskors, he's the second one out. Will Buxton's third. And they're gradually peeling out onto the track there, ready to get things warmed up and set their qualifying time. So it's round 3, heat 4. They're starting to come through to begin that qualifying lap. So the first out are crossing the line now, beginning their qualifying lap. There's Slavik Piskors. He really means business in this race. Both he and Rob Duma, great friends, and keeping each other sort of going during the races. Watching each other's performance too, and it has to be said that they've had their share of bad luck this time out. Both of them very fast, both of them top 3 all time, but some bad luck. Hopefully for Slavik Piskors, he'll get another good result in the bag, propel himself in the semi-final. So we've got Adam Davis, fastest at the moment. He's completed his 2 laps. Slavik Piskors has been bundled down to 3rd. Dimitri Sanders 2nd. Oliver Bajani cracks in a 34.8. That's enough to take provisional pole at the moment. And, well, let's have a look here. The last runners are coming through. It's Anne Hon who puts herself up to 7th place. So, right then, let's have a look. We've got a pole position there for Oliver Bajani. He will be leading the races round into this heat 4 of the 3rd round. Adam Davis is 2nd. Dimitri Sanders 3rd. Slavik Piskors 4th. Callum Conway 5th. We saw a great run by him earlier on. Will Buxton, F1 commentator for the United States. He's down in 6th place there. Anne Hunt 7th. Lewis Nurse 8th. And Gary Llewellyn brings up the tail there in 9th. So that is going to be your starting lineup. Adam Davis, well, he's kind of fiddling around on his helmet. I think he's got an onboard camera there, which he's just setting going. That's going to show some interesting footage from earlier on, that's for sure. So we're just getting the lineup organised there. They're all in the line, and Oliver Bajani brings them around now. He begins the sort of pace half lap. We've seen a couple of false starts, but Bajani is keeping it as smooth as possible. When's he going to go? When's he going to go? He's on the gas now. He races across the line to begin this heat race, the penultimate, the second to last of the day, and it is Bajani with the lead. Converted that pole position to a good lead, but he's not got it all his own way. He's got Adam Davis who's trying to hunt him down there. Adam Davis is looking like he wants a win. He looked like he could have won a previous race, but of course he had to swap carts, all this kind of thing. Still came in 3rd, and whoa, down the backstretch there, shooting to the inside, getting very, very defensive early on. and it's getting backed up behind them. Still, it's Oliver Baiani. He crosses the line. He's first one. He completes that lap in the lead. It is Davis on his tail, though, and Dimitri Sanders third, I think, and we'll see how this shapes up as the lap goes on. Right, we've got Baiani in the lead. Adam Davis, Dimitri Sanders, Slavik Piskorz, and Callum Conway in 5th place. Will Buxton 6th, Ander Hunt 7th, Lewis Nurse 8th, and Gary Llewellyn is in 9th. So down the back stretch, here we go. There's Oliver Baiani. There is Adam Davis turning in behind him. These two are trying to break out from the 3rd place. They're increasing their lead all the time. It's a good lead there over Dimitri Sanders. This is what they want. Slavik Piskorz, though, is in the pits already. And, well, that's about as early you can do it. And someone else has followed him in. It's Lewis Nurse who's followed him in. It's the 9 cart. That's Callum Conway. So Conway with an early stop. Lewis Nurse possibly making a mistake, possibly coming in and being affected by the fact that Callum Conway was there. Maybe he just did not see that Callum Conway had committed to the pits until it was too late when he himself was already committed. But I think that Lewis Nurse has definitely cost himself a little bit of time there. We'll see how that one works out. Meantime, Baiani and another pit stopper. Second place. It is Adam Davis going for the early pit stop. This time there's only him. Oh no, there's not. There's another one. It looks like Ander Hunt in the 16 car. Yes, it is. Ander Hunt has affected her performance as well. You're a little bit close to Adam Davis there. She did have to wait. Well, that's very interesting. We've had 4 pit stops made in only the 2 laps. So that's going to be a very interesting one because 2 people have already compromised their race by pitting behind another cart. We'll see how much though. Meantime, Oliver Baiani, because Adam Davis has pitted, has an increasing gap over Dimitri Sanders, and Dimitri Sanders has Slavik Piskorz behind him. Slavik Piskorz seems himself in 3rd now and clearly going to want to make that first. Dimitri Sanders going to try and close that gap into race leader Oliver Baiani. Adam Davis, after his pit stop, is now the fastest out on the track. He is in 6th place, but is really laying down the times. He's notably quicker, more than 0.2 of a second than anyone else right now. There's Will Buxton in the 11 coming into view there. And across the line to begin another lap. That's Oliver Baiani going up to the top section of the track. Into the pits, though, we've got, well, it's Will Buxton, the F1 commentator, but Will has obviously been a racer in his own right as well. He, and he's stalled. His engine has stopped. Well, we've seen this happen a couple of times today. He waved his arms. He gets started. He's slamming his fist. Here's the replay. And we'll see Will. He bounces up, down. No, it's stopped now, and he's waving. He can't believe it. Marshall straight on the scene, starts it in one tug. I mean, really, in terms of getting away with it, that's there. He wasn't sitting there pumping away at it. Just one good old pull on that cord, got that motor running, and Will was on his way. But I'm sure Will won't be seeing it that way at the moment. He'll feel like he's lost an inordinate amount of time. However, we have seen some star turns when there's been a stall in the pits. I think we've seen them two of them already. Although out of the sheer number of races we've had today, that's not very many at all, but it is always quite exciting to see the arm waving when it does. Galling for those involved though. Anyway, we're looking now at the leader, Oliver Baiani. He's doing what he needs to do to keep that lead there. He's keeping that gap consistent to 2nd. It is Dimitri Sanders who's doing his best to close into Oliver Baiani. How do we know that Dimitri Sanders is doing his best? He's slightly pulling away from Slavik Piskorz. And Slavik Piskorz is very competitive, very fast, and never does anything except 100% effort out there on the racetrack. So Dimitri Sanders staying ahead of Piskorz says a lot about the effort he's putting in to try and catch flying Oliver Baiani, who clearly means to win this race. Adam Davis still fastest out there on the track. He's now up to 5th place, and he is starting to close in. He pitted out of 2nd, if you remember, and that's why there's a little bit of a gap there between Oliver Baiani and Dimitri Sanders. It's still there from when Adam vacated it, trying to get in the pits. He believes he can run faster on his own than he can out with these leaders, and so Adam Davis, I think his assumption is right at the moment. He is faster than they are, and with every lap, it's quicker than what the leaders are doing. So actually, although he's in 5th place, Adam Davis is doing wonders for himself because he is increasing what is almost a virtual lead. He has made a pit stop, the others haven't. So wherever Davis is, he's got that pit stop in hand. And I think technically, from a timing point of view, he probably is in the lead right now, albeit showing 5th on the timing screen. He's made a pit stop, the others haven't. Okay, so yeah, it's still Adam Davis who's fastest out there on the track, as Will Buxton, who ended up with a stalled motor in the pits, he's getting the attention from Lewis Nurse there. They're battling over 8th place. Now look at this, that's the leader. That was Oliver Baiani. He is running, he's done 10 laps now. He's still got that consistent lead over Dimitri Sanders with Slavik Piskor's. Slavik Piskor's trying to make inroads, and as I said, Slavik Piskor's is very fast and very committed, so Dimitri Sanders is really driving the wheels off that cart. He's not able to gain on Oliver Baiani, and that shows just how well Baiani's driving. We've got a new fastest out there on the track. It's Callum Conway. Callum Conway is running in 6th place, but he is now the new fastest on the track. Callum Conway, we've seen some great performances from the young Scotsman this weekend, and this race is going to be no exception. He may be 6th now. He has been in the pits though, and the fact that he's fastest means he will be clawing in to the leaders, and he could be a problem from them when they pit and they come out. They may find Callum Conway sneaking ahead of them. Okay, so well, it's Will Buxton who's coming around that final turn across the start line now with Lewis Nurse in tow. They're fighting over 9th place. Still Callum Conway the fastest, still Oliver Baiani in the lead. Stagnated is the wrong word, because it's stagnated absolutely flat out. We have Baiani with a convincing lead from a very convincing Dimitri Sanders, with Slavik Piskor's, the Polish former Speedway champion. He's running well in 3rd place. We know he's fully committed, and he's not able to close in on Sanders. Try as he might. Well, we've had a pit visitor there. That is Llewellyn, I think. Yes, he's dropped from 7th now to 9th. That will help Will Buxton, who's moved up to 7th, and Lewis Nurse, who's moved up to 8th. Here comes Baiani. He's going to click another lap off in the lead, and it is Sanders 2nd, and of course Piskor's in 3rd. Callum Conway, the new fastest lap holder for this race, he's moved up to 5th. Adam Davis is showing in 4th. They have pitted. Both of those drivers have pitted. The 3 in front have not. So we'll be interested to see. They are in a position where, by reckoning, the top 3 should come out of the pits, if they were to pit right now, about where Adam Davis and Callum Conway are. So we could find ourselves with another 5-way fight for the lead. We've got someone in the pits, and this time it is the number 10. That is Baiani. That is the race leader, Baiani. This is crucial that he gets out on time. He doesn't want to cut it too fine. Equally, he does not want to stall motor either. He wants to get away. And coming through. He's under attack now from Adam Davis. Adam Davis has got momentum, but Baiani has got in front. He's got through the hairpin. So long as he makes it the hairpin in the lead, that should give him enough, because of course Davis will have to brake. That brings them all to the same speed, as opposed to the momentum advantage Davis would have had as Baiani was still accelerating out the pits. They're on the back stretch. As they come down the back stretch, there's Oliver Baiani, there's Adam Davis. Adam Davis was trying to leapfrog the leader. I think if he'd had a few more laps, he may well have done it. But as it happens, Davis is sat there with Callum Conway, should be in the background. Yes, he is. So it's Baiani, Davis, nose to tail, battling for 3rd. Conway, who's the fastest so far in the race. There's Will Buxton. There's Lewis Nurse. Their battle goes on for 7th place. In fact, Lewis Nurse giving Will Buxton a bit of a nudge there through the final turn. So the 12 cart, that of course is Dimitri Sanders. He is the current race leader, yet to make a pit stop. Slavik Piskor's behind him, is currently 2nd, also yet to make a pit stop. Neither of them pit on this lap, but Piskor's really seems to have the bit between his teeth. He's starting to challenge Sanders more than he was before. The actual sort of race lead, you could say, is just crossing the line now, albeit for 3rd place right now. Baiani, Davis, Conway, and I think as well Will Buxton and Lewis Nurse. They've been joined now by Gary Llewellyn. That's a very entertaining battle down there in 7th place. So the number 12, that is Dimitri Sanders from Slavik Piskor's on the back stretch there. There's Dimitri Sanders, there's Slavik Piskor's. They are 1st and 2nd. Do either of them pit? No, they don't. They're staying out longer. 10 minutes to go in this race. They've still got time on their side. What's going to be crucial to them is to try and find some pace to pull away from where they will come out of the pits, being in the middle of that Baiani-Davis-Conway battle. This is their chance to get some distance and pull out a bit of a gap, but it's not looking good in that respect. I think Baiani and Davis certainly will leapfrog them, and Callum Conway could put himself 3rd, and I think we could see the ones we're watching there, Sanders and Piskor's, finding themselves 4th and 5th if they were to pit now. The only answer, find some extra pace. They're going to have to go faster than what they are. They're running first and second, but it's not enough. They're going to have to go faster than what they're showing right now. Whether it's a tenth of a second, whether it's 0.2 of a second, it doesn't matter. But whatever it is, they're going to have to up what they're showing at this moment. There they are, the two leaders. They're not fast enough to get away from the battle behind them. Into the pits, I think we have someone. No, they're just going through. That entertaining battle behind is good there with Will Buxton. He's having a good time with Lewis Nurse and Gary Llewellyn. But this is where the heat is. Up at the front, it's Dimitri Sanders, Slavik Piskors. Still neither of them pit. They still need to find some pace. They're simply not going quick enough right now if they want to be first and second when they come out of the pits. They've got 8 minutes to find that pace before the last possible pit stop would be. Here comes the entertaining battle at the back of the field there. 7th, 8th and 9th. There's Will Buxton. He's raced against the likes of Max Verstappen himself. Now he earns his money talking about them. And a great commentator is Will Buxton. Really, really good. Like anybody, experts tend to pull you along. So if I find I'm commentating with him like I did last year, well, it's all the better for me. Anyway, here they are. There's Oliver Baiani in third place from Adam Davis. We still haven't seen any of the actual leaders in the pits yet, the two current leaders. There they are out on track. That's Sanders from Piskors. Have they found the pace we need, or they need? No, they haven't. They still are not quick enough. They are losing about a tenth of a second a lap. This is not going to cut the mustard. They need to find some speed. Piskors has closed right up with Sanders now. He's trying to push him on. Piskors, I think, realises what's happening. He's come into the pits, but it may be too early. He was in between a rock and a hard place. He had to get past Sanders. He couldn't, but equally he's going to lose time. Yes, he cycled out of the pits. He is in fourth place. He has lost ground to Davis and Baiani and Callum Conway, and resumes fourth. That's exactly what he didn't want, and exactly what I was talking about when I was saying about how the two leaders needed to find pace. Now, if Sanders looks across, he'll see that Piskors, that was on his tail, is now behind those three. He will take from that he needs to find that pace. He doesn't though. I think he's in the pits. Yes, he is. And this is surely too early. He needed to leave it a bit longer with a bit more speed. Here comes Oliver Baiani to resume the lead. And Adam Davis goes into second. It's too early for Sanders. He can't even hold off Piskors. He's dropped to fifth place. And I think Dimitri Sanders, a bit of a strategic mistake there. I'm sure he was driving his best. I'm sure he was going as fast as he could. He just could not find that extra pace that was going to mean he came out of the pits ahead of that battling three in front. And both he and Piskors have lost out. Obviously Sanders has lost more because he's gone from first to fifth. Piskors went second to fourth. So, new race leader. It's Oliver Baiani. There he is in the blue suit, white helmet crossing the line now. Look at Adam Davis though. He's right on his tail. Adam Davis senses victory here. He's going to be going for gold in this one. He's closer than ever to Oliver Baiani. He's really making him work. He knows they're fighting for the lead. Everybody has pitted. It's just down to race action now. And it's Baiani holding off an ever insistent Davis. But look at third place there, the number 9 there. Callum Conway still is the fastest man on the track. So, although he's in third place, he's faster than the two in front. Oliver Baiani hanging on, Adam Davis desperate to win, but Callum Conway is the quickest on the track right now. And he's 0.2 of a second up on those in front of him. He's closing in. He's going to make this a three-way fight for the lead. Piskors, can he do something from fourth? I don't think so, not the time we've got left. He's actually now trying to hold off Dimitri Sanders. This is really close. Battle at the back there, but up on the front there's Baiani. He's defending against Adam Davis. Adam Davis realises he's running low on time. There are 5 minutes to go, but I'm sure Adam Davis will be feeling that there's only a matter of a couple of laps. This race does seem to have been going for some time, and Adam Davis is really making Baiani work for it. Baiani cannot afford a single mistake, because now Callum Conway, I was saying he was getting closer. He's the fastest one of the group, and he is right on the tail of Sanders. It's a three-way fight for the lead here in Heat 4. One more race to go after this, and look at that. There's Oliver Baiani holding off Adam Davis. Callum Conway third. Slavik Piskors, he may well find he can close in. He's trying to pull away now from Sanders. He's put a couple of kart lengths between himself and the fifth place driver, and well, he may end up joining that group at the front. There could be yet a race for the win here between 4 drivers, maybe even 5. Oliver Baiani hangs on under immense pressure. He really kind of sends it sideways into the corners there. And Davis up the inside. Davis, will he make it work? No, he doesn't. They're bouncing off each other, but Bajani's on the inside, and that's the right line in motor racing, and that keeps him in front. He's really on the inside now. Look at him go. He knows now that they're going to start attacking him. He knows he's running out of time, and he knows those behind are running right out of patience. Okay, crossing the line once again. That bumping and boring, guess who it's helped? Of course, Slavek Piskors, 4th place. Slavek Piskors is now making this a 4-way fight, and coming up behind them, Dimitri Sanders making it a 5-way fight. This is a 5-way fight for the lead in the closing stages. Just under 4 minutes to go. Look at him go onto the back stretch. It is Oliver Bajani. Oliver Bajani, it's down. He's covering one side and the other. Adam Davis, he knows, will try anything. Robust or not, Adam Davis is going to go for it. And Callum Conway, he's going to go for it too, still the fast on the track. Slavek Piskors has joined them now, and we all know Slavek Piskors is going to have a go. Dimitri Sanders has shown he's no slacker when it comes to trying to move up as well. Dimitri Sanders, he knows that there's not that many points for 5th. There's a heck of a lot for 1st, and Dimitri Sanders is within 2 seconds of 1st. He realised it, and I'm sure, although his Slavek Piskors is the one he's working on, it's Bajani he's looking at up ahead. And I remember when I was racing out in the States, one of the best pieces of advice I ever received was, don't worry about the guy you're fighting with, always race the leader. Now, if in terms of always racing the leader, that means Dimitri Sanders will have his sights on 1st place. Sights on 1st place is only 2 seconds up the road, and in fact, you have to say Oliver Bajani's looking the slowest here. Sanders, as I was saying, is now the fastest on the track there, so the fastest driver is the one in 5th place. Look at him go, possibly looking at this, the slowest driver is Bajani, who's the leader, and he's got he's got to defend all sides. Can he do it? He's got Davis to one side. He's got Conway thinking about the other. Piskors is probably going to drive over the lot of them. And Sanders is intent to take the win too. So here they come, another lap in, and they've got 2.5 minutes remaining. It's just building up to too much pressure for Oliver Bajani. Surely he's got a crack. He's held on so long so far. If he can hold on just that little bit longer, he will have won possibly the most epic race. Keep saying this race by race. So far, this is going to be the closest finish we've had. We thought we had it in the previous one, but that got blown out when Russell Endine ran in the back of Annelien Boutens. And nearly running at the back of the race leader here was Adam Davis. Adam Davis really working hard on the back of Oliver Bajani. Bajani, if he wins this is going to be the race of not only his life but anyone's life. It's too much pressure to cope with. Can he hang on? He's got 1 minute and 45. I don't think he can hang on, but just the longer he stays out there, he will be close to winning this race. It's too close to call there now. There's still Bajani with the lead, still Davis in 2nd, still Conway 3rd, still Piskors 4th, but this race could kick off. They're side by side down the back straight there. No one's following nose to tail. Everyone's intent on taking not only the cart in front, but potentially the leader, because there's just not even 1.5 seconds between them, according to the timing. There's Oliver Bajani. He's just got to hang on for 1 more minute. But let's be fair, that's one heck of an ask. Look at Davis. He's going to be trying anything now. Davis surely is going to get desperate. But then Callum Conway behind him is going to be equally desperate. Piskors always looking desperate. And Dimitri Sanders, the fastest in the race, could be the most desperate of the lot. They're fanning out side by side down the backstretch there. Oh, and down the inside, Conway takes Davis. No, he doesn't. He gets bundled out. Piskors shoves him aside. It's going to be 3rd for Piskors. No, Conway comes back at Piskors. Now there's a gutsy move. Slavek Piskors, the super tough Polish driver, he gets bundled back by Conway. This was always going to kick off, and it's kicking off now on what looks like it could be the last lap. Brad Philpott, this is potentially the best race we've seen. We thought the previous race was the best, but this is just outstanding. We got Oliver Bajani. I'm going to take it to the finish because we've only got 30 seconds. Surely the check is out this time. Is it going to be Bajani? It's Adam Davis is trying to make a race of it, but surely Bajani must hang on now. It'll be a terrible tragedy if he cannot. Oliver Bajani winning possibly the greatest ever BRKC race we've ever seen from, and in fact Oliver Bajani's crashed. The race leader's crashed on the slowing down lap. The race leader spins out into the wall. Well, we've never seen anything like that. He's in the wall. but luckily he crossed the line first. So yeah, this was going to kick off. The race leader spins out and slams the wall, but luckily it's after the finish line. What do we say about that? Oliver Bayani wins, Adam Davis second, Callum Conway, he took the fastest race lap on the last lap. That's how intent he was. Slavik Piskorski, he tried to take Conway on that last lap, but somehow Conway not only got back in front of him, but managed to set the quickest lap. Dimitri Sanders was 5th place, and you know, he could have won it all. Brad, that's just one of the most stupendous races we've seen.
I just literally walked in on it at the end, so I saw none of it. So you're going to have to fill me in on exactly what just happened.
Well, it took them, how long did it take them to complete that race? About 17 minutes. It's probably going to take me 27 minutes to explain it. It was that kind of a race. Basically, a little recap. Brad makes a good point there. I'm going to talk about it because it is worth recapping that one. We had Oliver Bayani. In fact, we pretty much had that kind of lineup at the finish at the start. Oliver Bayani was racing away in the lead. Callum Conway pitted out of it. Adam Davis pitted out of it.